Have you ever noticed how people just stopped actually thinking for themselves? Have you ever noticed how you are becoming more and more dumb? And have you ever noticed how we are becoming more and more dumb? I observed this troubling tendency where people seem to have stopped thinking for themselves with their own brains based on their own value system. People don't seem to ponder deeply about a news story and form their own opinion based on their established value system of their own, and instead just run to the top comment and then decide to jump on the safe bandwagon. And they decide, oh yeah, from now on, this is what I think. And how do I know that? Because I found myself doing it among others. So why are we becoming more and more, well, like beasts with a lesser brain, while the technology advances into like transhuman existences with a better than human brain? And by the way, isn't it scary? I have contemplated on the reasons why we're becoming dumber and dumber by the day by letting our brain rot and kind of hibernate all year long. Number one reason, the feed. Your feed, whatever form it is, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. So your feed is spoon feeding you everything. They do too much for you. Your social media platforms basically feed you with ideas, opinions, and even what you should think. You let your algorithm play out wrong, maybe far from your original value system. Then you basically are fed ideas far from who you really are. This can completely reshape your identity, probably in an undesirable way. Even movies. There are movie summary channels who will even watch a movie for you and then summarize, explain everything like you're a little baby. Even at this very second where I'm writing my script, my word keeps suggesting it can write the script for me. Yes, the technology even makes YouTube content for you. Although I'm not really a fan of major AIs. I mean, they're too not dramatic when it comes to scripting. You need to be dramatic like a human. You need to be repetitive to a certain extent like a human. You need to be wrong to a certain extent for more dramatic effects. Well, maybe in a couple of years, these AIs might also pick up on that being dramatic effect. More on this later in a separate video. But back to the technology spoon-feeding you now. Problem with this is that this spoon-feeding doesn't let you think. It doesn't let you think. It doesn't let your brain work. Your brain is just in hibernation mode, rotting insidiously by the day. You all know what happens to an old cell phone left abandoned, unused for a long time. You accidentally find your 10-year-old iPhone 6. It doesn't even turn on. Even after recharging, it has lost its original performance and the battery just wouldn't work. Aren't we becoming like these unused cell phones? It's on, by the way. Number two, the comfort. We have become too comfortable. We don't even have to step out of our home to get things done. Too much latency, complacency, a constant feeling of comfort, especially physical comfort, without any survival mode thinking, without having to walk or run with a feeling of urgency. For example, when you're running late to work, that could be healthy if in moderation. We don't walk, we don't run, we don't get changes of scenery, we don't get moderate levels of surprises, moderate levels of heart pounding. For example, sudden loud honking of cars, people yelling, etc. Instead, we're just cooped up in the comfort of being home and get things done in the comfort of being cooped up at home. We're being just like a dumb, fat pig, relaxing in the comfort of being in the mud, without realizing he will soon be dragged to the slaughterhouse in a couple days. So it's time to wake up and start thinking for ourselves again, before these AIs conquer us. Let's break free from the spoon-feeding and comfort zones that are making us dumber by the day. Let's challenge our brains, form our own opinions, and live a more active and thoughtful life. Recommended habit number one, no comment viewing. When you see a news story, don't just run to comments, but try to form your own opinion. What do you think? Maybe give it a day or two without looking at the comment section. And when you try to explore a new restaurant, a new cafe, a new person, a new company, whatever it is, try not to see the reviews. Try not to ask other people's opinions for the time being before you form your own opinion. What do you think about that establishment? What do you think about that person? What do you think about that service? Be your own reviewer. Recommended habit number two, get out of your home. Literally step out of your home. Get out of your home. Walk to some place you need to be instead of driving there. Visit an actual physical bank branch instead of online banking every now and then. Talk to a real human at a physical government office. Grab and smell your grocery. Walk on busy streets and maybe bump shoulders with other people, in moderation. Soak in new stimuli and process it. Enjoy the changes of scenery and have an opinion about the different sceneries you get. Walk more, see more, use your brain more, so you don't get possessed and dominated by your AI. So we don't get possessed and dominated by AI. Clock's ticking, we're running out of time, they're after us.